Some might recognize me, some won't, and some might have difficulties recognizing me because the beard is gone. Detlef Linde. I've already read 2 Tim and Jeremy stories to you, and today is time for the third. It's called Chasing Rainbows. They were soaring through the clouds, chasing rainbows. Jeremy had taught Tim how to fly. For all of what the adults knew, Tim and Jeremy were just 2 boys, brothers, in a room with their eyes closed. But Tim could feel the wind, see the landscape below, and the rainbows in the distance. Jeremy's voice guided him, pointed him to what he could see around them. Jeremy asked, "Can you see the rainbows, little brother?" "Lots of them." "You know why there are so many rainbows ahead of us?" Afraid his lack of knowledge might dispel the magnificent view, Tim only whispered, "I have no idea." Jeremy came to his help. "It is the waterfall. You will see it better when we get closer. But the spray of the water creates all the rainbows, even as waterfall never reaches the ground." Tim looked around but missed it till Jeremy explained. "There's a castle in the clouds, surrounded by a village and fertile pastures. A river runs there, fed by the Nowhere Well, and it goes to the rim of the cloud from where it falls to the ground, bound lands. But the way down is so far that it has all turned to spray before it has made the long fall. The people on the ground, for them it's just rain. But the cloud people call it the long fall." Tim asked, "How do you know all that? Have you been there before?" Jeremy smiled. "Just in passing, little brother, just in passing." The rainbows might be made of gummy bears, but right then Tim cared more for the wonders of this new and beautiful world than for gummy bears. He also thought his mother had bought some, so gummy bears he might have when he returned home. But a castle in the clouds would be harder to find. He adjusted his flight path and went for the high cloud where the castle should be, calling out to Jeremy, "Let's go there!" They were angling up, following the rainbows, and as they got closer, Tim could easily make out the waterfall. Soon they were flying so close that he felt a chill in the air as they were skirting the spray from the mighty waterfall. "Whoosh," said Jeremy, and whoosh, said Tim. They had just ascended over the edge, and Jeremy began to point out the view to Tim. The castle with its 7 white spires, the sparkling river with jumping silvery fish, the golden fields of wheat, the emerald green forest of the 1,000 singing birds, who were each singing on their own, but weaving a wondrous melody. If you listened from the right distance, as they could when they approached the cloud island, it was one melody. Tim wondered, do the fish not get carried away with the waterfall? Jeremy explained, they do, but these fish are cloudfish. They can fly. They need the water like regular fish, but when the long fall carries them over the edge, they just fly up to delve back into the water further up. Jeremy, what about the people? Why do they not fly? They are all on the cloud island, not flying around. Oh, little brother, normal people cannot fly. We are special. We are what they call dream flyers. You remember? We see all this with our dream eyes? Tim nodded. Then remembering that Jeremy was flying just a little bit ahead of him and might not see him nodding, he said, I nodded. Jeremy laughed. Yes, you did. But let us return home now. Tim panicked, for he did not know how to get back home. With a quiver in his voice, he asked his brother, How do we get home? Just open your eyes, little brother. Just open your eyes. Tim opened his eyes and was suddenly back in his room. He was on his bed, and his big brother Jeremy sat on the chair right next to the bed. Jeremy looked strangely serious as he told Jim, "Listen, Timothy, you know how to fly. Tomorrow, while I'm at school and you are here at home, you can fly without me. And when I come back, you can tell me of your adventures." Tim said, "But I can also wait till you're back and then we fly together." Jeremy looked just a little sad when he replied, "I am your older brother. And the older people get, the harder it is for them to fly. These adventures are yours now, more than they are mine. But I will be thrilled to hear of them. You should share your adventures with me, and I will really enjoy it. We can still fly together from time to time, but I want to guide me then. I will make time every day to listen to the stories of your adventures, though. But you will still fly with me from time to time." Tim thought about this for a bit and then asked, "You can still fly. It just gets harder when you're older, right?" Jeremy assured, "Yes, it only gets harder. Some adults can still fly. Our grandfather taught me how to fly." Tim was putting it together now. So even adults can fly. Yes. And when I tell you of my adventures, it will be a little bit like you had come along. Yes, little brother, your stories will carry me along. You can even have me there, but I will not remember before you tell me. I will be ground-bound and not flying along with you." Tim summed it up. "So what you say is that listening to stories is like flying." Jeremy smiled. "If you know how to listen the right way, it truly is." That was the third Tim and Jeremy story. And you know, we're all making these videos for you. So there's some flying in for all of you. Thank you.